When the brisk autumn wind rolls in and the nights fill with gloom, we gather to hear stories about the things that will make your blood run cold. Dim the lights, lock your doors, and do not look out your windows. You've now entered the darkness of horror. Welcome to October's Curse. There was a place deep in the woods where no one dared to go. It had a name, though no one ever spoke it aloud. The Hollow of Things Lost. They said it was a place where the past buried its mistakes, its forgotten pieces. For Evan, it was more than just a legend. It was his dark, broken history. Years ago, when Evan was just a boy, he had been in a terrible accident. One moment, he was running, laughing with his friends, and the next, everything had changed. The world had gone dark. He awoke in the hospital, his arm gone. A horrific accident with a blade in his father's workshop had claimed it, or so they told him. But Evan had never truly believed that. He remembered the blood, the pain, but he also remembered the strange feeling that followed, an unsettling, hollow sensation that gnawed at him. It wasn't the pain that haunted him. It was the loss of something more profound, something that didn't belong to him. That night, after his surgery, he had asked his father where his arm had gone, but his father had only stared at him with empty eyes and said, "It's been taken care of, son." Years passed, but Evan never forgot. He would have dreams of his arm, crawling through the dirt, trying to reunite with him. Sometimes it would call out to him, whispering in a voice that sounded like his own.
Find me, Evan."
Then, one day, after years of silence, a letter arrived. It was addressed to him in a handwriting he didn't recognize. The letter read,
"You will find what you seek beneath the old oak tree. The Hollow knows what is lost."
Evan didn't need to ask anyone what the letter meant. He knew. He had heard the stories, the whispers from the other kids when they dared speak of the Hollow in hushed tones. It was a place, a forgotten spot in the woods where things, part of things, were buried. And now, he had to go there, to that place, to find his arm. He waited until the cover of night. The woods were thick with mist, and the only sound was the soft crunch of his boots against the frost-bitten leaves. As he drew closer to the hollow, the air grew colder, heavier. It felt as though the trees themselves were watching him, waiting. Finally, he reached it, the old oak tree. Its gnarled branches twisted like skeletal fingers, clawing at the moonless sky. Beneath it, the earth was disturbed. The ground churned as if something had recently been unearthed. Evan's heart pounded as he crouched down, his breath shallow, his hands trembling as he dug into the dirt. It was then he found it. His arm. It was exactly as he remembered. The same small scar on the wrist, the same freckled skin, the same faded tattoo he had gotten when he was young. But something was wrong. The arm was alive. It twitched in his grip, as if it had been waiting for him, yearning for him. Evan recoiled, but the arm seemed to pull him back, its fingers curling around his wrist, holding him with a strength that wasn't human. The dirt around him stirred, and from the darkness, a low voice whispered, his voice, but twisted.
"You left me here, Evan. You abandoned me."
Evan's blood ran cold.
No, I didn't."
His voice faltered, his mind raced. The arm's grip tightened.
"You thought you could forget me, but I remembered you. I remembered everything."
The earth trembled beneath his feet, and the ground split open like a wound. From the fissures, tendrils of darkness rose, shadows that swirled and coiled, pulling at him, pulling him into the earth. Evan tried to scream, but the sound was smothered by the thick, suffocating blackness. Then, in the heart of the hollow, amidst the whispers and the cold, he saw it, a figure standing, tall and gaunt, with hollow eyes and a twisted smile. The figure was dressed in the clothes of his father, but its face was a contorted mask of death.
You couldn't leave well enough alone, could you?
The figure rasped.
You could have stayed away. You were better off without it.
Evan tried to pull away, but the arm clung to him, pulling him closer to the figure.
Your arm was never just an accident.
The figure continued, its voice like gravel.
It was a sacrifice. A price paid for the sins of your family.
The ground cracked further, swallowing the figure whole, but not before its voice echoed one last time.
It was never your arm to begin with.
Evan's world spun, and the arm still wrapped around his wrist began to grow cold, stiff. It became lifeless. He fell to his knees, staring at it in horror, the truth finally dawning on him. This was no reunion. This was no homecoming. This was retribution. And Evan was not meant to find it. In the end, the Hollow claimed its prize. The boy who had sought the lost part of himself was consumed by the dark, and his arm, once again, was buried beneath the oak, waiting for the next lost soul to stumble upon it. The Hollow never forgets. It never lets go. And Evan, like so many others before him, had become part of the legend.